This is my Italy vlog day 1 and 2. This video has been long overdue, but now is the time to talk about my all-time favorite adventure. We finally got on our flight and they served us some meals. It looks weird, but it was actually good. You know I love meatballs. I cleaned the plate. Then we had a layover in Paris and it was the worst airport I've ever been to and so scary because the movie Taken took place in France and I swear someone was following us. But we finally arrived in Milan and we had some trouble trying to figure out the train system and asked literally everyone that was in the vicinity. But we finally made it to our hotel and we immediately ordered room service because we were so hungry. Oh my god. So then we woke up the next morning and Molly was so excited to be in Italy, so she had to tell the whole world.
Hello, Milan!
Then we got ready for the day and took the train to the city center, and as soon as we got out of the train station we saw the Duomo. It was so beautiful. And there were so many pigeons in this area, so Molly had to play with them of course, but not me. I'm not touching those. But we got some pictures in front of the Duomo and then we headed to the Starbucks Reserve. And it was huge. There are only 6 Starbucks Reserve roasteries around the world so far, so I'm glad I just got to experience at least one of them. And they had so much food options available as well. I wish I could have shown you everything, but me and Molly finally got our food, and I got a prosciutto sandwich and a croissant and a cheesecake with a drink that I can't remember the name of, and Molly got a focaccia. I think that's what it's called, but correct me if I'm wrong, please. And then we went to go explore around, and it was super busy. And we made it to the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele, which is a shopping center, and also a hotel that I wanted to stay at, but it was too expensive. Then we went to sit and take a break from walking for a bit, and then we got some water from one of the outside fountains. They have these everywhere. It's so convenient and the water is so fresh. And then we took the train back to our hotel. We were still hungry, so we decided to get some food, and this was so good. I ate everything. And once we made it back inside the hotel, Molly ordered herself a little drink at the bar, and that was the end of our night. This is day 3 of my Italy vlog. So we ordered some breakfast up to our room, and it was so good, as you can see. I booked us a tour of the Duomo on the Viator app, so we got dressed and ready for that, and then we had to make sure that our knees and shoulders were covered, so I wore a jacket over this dress, of course. Before we went in for our tour, we walked around a bit and then took some pictures outside of the Duomo. Then we finally went into the Duomo and it was so incredible. Everything just looks so intricate and so detailed. I would definitely recommend doing a guided tour rather than doing a self-tour, just because there's a story behind everything, down to the way things are built and the materials that are used. And I just love to learn, especially about things that have such a history behind it. We got an underground tour and we even got to go to the roof of the Duomo as well. And I'm glad it was cloudy too, because it was around 75 degrees when we went. So it was very nice weather. But then as I was taking pictures on the roof, it started to get a bit sunny and it got hot real fast. Then me and Molly took the train to a spa called QC Termi Milano, and I had to literally beg Molly to go because she did not want to at first, but she loved this experience. Also, this all-inclusive spa starts at 46 euros for 5 hours to explore all of the rooms with included drinks and snacks at a specific time. If you wanted a massage, it was an extra amount for 25 minutes, so both of us only paid like 95 euros each for all of this, so it was definitely worth it. There were a whole bunch of different rooms here that you can experience, like a foot bath, jacuzzi pools with seats, a hot water rainfall, multiple saunas, showers, and the famous room that everyone talks about, the rain room. This was a very cool experience, but I wear contacts, so too much water in my eyes did not help me. So me and Molly stood on the outside of the rainfall the second time we went in. Then we laid down in this dark room on these super comfy cushions. I think I took like a 40-minute nap there. And there was also a waterbed room too, which is very relaxing. They even had a cute little tea station available and it was pretty good. I loved it. Then it was time for us to explore the outside of the spa. There was a huge pool with benches to sit on while in the water, a cold water bath, and a sauna inside of a train. Then we headed back inside, and my favorite activity here is the hot water rainfall, and I did that like 4 times. Then it was time for our scheduled snack and drink time, and everything was so good. I dream about this moment often. And then we went to get our massages, and the guy who did Molly's massage was cute and asked Molly for her Instagram, and then he offered to come to our hotel and give both me and Molly massages for an hour both for only $40. Then we took the train back and got some Chinese food and then headed back to our hotel. So this was Molly calling the front desk to see if he can bring his table up to our room, and we obviously did not go through with it. Oh my god.
Can a massage table come to the room, but a guy would be hired by me to do that? Is that allowed here? Oh, it's not possible? Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
So today is day 4 of my Italy vlog, and we're getting ready to go on a Lake Como boat tour, and that starts in Varenna. The train systems here definitely became so easy to navigate, and I loved taking the trains. I wish they had better train systems like this all over the United States. But the train ride from Milan to Varenna took about an hour, which wasn't bad at all because we got to experience some amazing views on the way there. And then we finally arrived in Varenna, and it was so beautiful. It literally looks like you're walking in a storybook. I felt like I was in Blue's Clues. But yeah, this boat tour I found on this website called lakecomoboat.eu. You can choose from many different boats, but the one that we wanted to go on was the classic boat Aqua Dosa, and it was only 200 euros in total for an hour when we went, and it was just me and Molly, so we paid 100 euros each. But if you bring more people, it would be cheaper. But I think they upped their prices to 300 euros currently. But we finally got on the boat, and it was so gorgeous, and the tour guide gave us some insight on the villas we were passing by, and it was just such a great experience. I would definitely do it again. Then it was time for us to explore Varenna, and I love the cobblestone streets, but definitely make sure you're wearing comfortable shoes here for sure. Then we got hungry, so we went to a restaurant and we got a seat with an amazing view of the ocean, and I ordered a drink and it was so good. I don't even know what the name of it was, but the berries were delicious too. Then our food came and I ordered a bolognese or something, and I think Molly ordered the carbonara, and it was amazing, of course. Then we stopped to take some pictures and explore the town, and if I could live here, I really would. I was honestly trying to get a hotel here in Varenna or Bellagio, but the hotels were all booked. But then we bought our ferry ticket so we can go to Bellagio, and the ride there was supposed to take about 15 minutes, but the ferry was so cool too. As you can see, the views were amazing. There were a lot of people on this ferry, and someone was sitting directly in front of me, and I had no choice but to look at them, but it was still fun. And then we finally made it to Bellagio, and we walked around to explore the shops, and I definitely got my cardio in. During this trip, I was out of breath half the time. We stopped to get some gelato and took pictures, and then we took the ferry back to Varenna and had to wait like 2 hours for the train to come and take us from Varenna back to Milan. But we finally made it to our hotel and ordered room service again, of course, and that was the end of our night. Bye! So this is day 5 of my Italy trip, and we were going to fly from Milan to Rome, and it was only $120. We were going to take the train, but it was going to take like 5 hours, whereas the flight would have only taken an hour. But now that I think of it, we should have taken the train, to be honest. But we finally made it to our hotel, so I'm going to give you a quick tour. So first we have the bathroom, and they have a bidet. I don't know how to use it. Oh my god. The water didn't even shoot up. And the shower was only 2 inches wide. It was so small. And then there was a cute mirror. I had to check myself real quick, obviously. Then we had our cute little bed with a TV, and I couldn't connect my Fire Stick to it because of the Wi-Fi or something. I was so sad. But look at our view. It was so cute. We had our windows open all day long, and we had a little fridge with free drinks, and our hotel was right next to the grocery store, so we decided to see how grocery stores in Italy are. And I don't even know why I'm filming like that. I think I was afraid of people seeing me hold my camera up at them. But yeah, this store is just like regular grocery stores, except they have food that doesn't kill you like in the United States. But yeah, I'm literally the worst camera woman ever. So today was just a day to explore Rome on our own, since we did a day of traveling and did not really plan anything specific for this day. And it was super busy, obviously, because this is a tourist attraction. But I didn't mind at all, to be honest. And then we went to go get something to eat. We went to the first restaurant that we saw, and the portions were very small, but it was very delicious, and I honestly got full very fast while eating in Italy. But in the United States, it takes a lot for me to get full, so it was good, but I still would have liked bigger portions. And then the guy at the restaurant told us to come back the next day because he liked us, but we didn't, and I felt bad. So if you're seeing this, I'll be back someday in the future, as long as you give me some bigger portions. Then we explored the town and walked around, and we found the Spanish Steps and took some pictures, of course. And then we followed the music and heard a violinist play, and the sunset came, and it was so beautiful. We got tired from walking, so we went back to the hotel, and then the guy who works at the front desk was so mean. He was scary, but he was annoyed with me because I asked questions about the laundry, and he said it's in this book. So this is me taking a video of me looking through the book to prove that there is no laundry section at all. Me and Molly booked a Vespa tour on scooteroma.com for our 5th day in Italy, and we were so excited. But first we headed up to the 5th floor for breakfast in our hotel, and we got a cute balcony seat, and I devoured my hard-boiled eggs. I love eggs. Then we got dressed up for our tour that started at 3 o'clock, and they picked us up from our hotel, and we literally got the nicest guys ever to show us around, and they were both so funny, and we were having so much fun with them. He was such a good photographer too. He got good pictures of us in the most perfect locations. And this tour was only 160 euros each. So in total for two people, it was 320 euros. And they do have a dress code as well, which was to wear comfortable clothing since you will be hopping on and off the scooter, and no flip flops unless they are like sandals that close in the back. And while I was on the ride, he was telling me about the history of everything we passed by and even taught me and Molly some Italian words. For some reason, we didn't have enough time to book a tour of the Colosseum during this trip, which is crazy because who goes to Italy and doesn't go to the Colosseum? But we got to see the outside at least, but that gives us another reason to go back. Then we took a short break and the guy showed us their favorite place to get snacks and brought us their suggested selection of food. They even got us some drinks as well, and they didn't get any drinks at all for them because they were driving, obviously. And for the last part of the tour, they took us to Orange Park, and the views were amazing. They dropped us off in Trastevere, which is where most of the young locals like to hang out. And then we stopped at a restaurant and got some delicious food. I got the carbonara. It was so good. I crave it every day. And then we heard some live music. And then this man pulled me aside because he said he wanted to sing to me and immediately started playing the violin. And I didn't have any cash at all to give him when he finished. So he asked for a kiss and I said no. So I felt even more bad than I already did. But he was so sweet. And Molly's favorite thing in Italy is the water fountains everywhere, so she was gulping down water from every fountain she saw. Then we saw some cool street art and some more live music, and then we saw a fire show, and that was probably the most exciting. And that was the end of our night. My 7th day in Italy was for exploring Rome on our own, so me and Molly got dressed for our day. The first stop was the Trevi Fountain, and it was so busy. It was hard to get a picture at the very front of the Trevi Fountain, so I just took pictures at the side, but it's our fault for not waking up early to get there. Then we got some pizza, and I never had an egg on a pizza, but it was actually a good combination. And one of the waiters was so funny and kept making us laugh, and he was trying to get people to come eat at his restaurant, so Molly decided to help him get some customers.
I have a soap.
Come and eat. Come and eat here, guys. I'm here. Everyone loves me.
Okay.
Then we got some gelato, and it was super busy and had so many options to choose from, but it was so good. And I ended up getting the coffee flavored ice cream, and Molly got lavender. Then we walked around a bit more, and I love how there are statues and art everywhere. It's so incredible. And there's me walking around with my fake ponytail. But yeah, I need to stop walking so fast. My strides are like 4 feet long. And then someone ran up to Molly to get her number because she's so beautiful. Then me and Molly wanted to check out the nightlife in Italy, so we went to the club called Charivari. And this girl was the bride or something, and she was going crazy, but she's brave though. I should have joined her, to be honest. And then me and Molly made some friends here as well, and they were so cool. I miss them. But yeah, that was the end of our night. Bye! For me and Molly's 8th day in Italy, we started our day by getting dressed for our Vatican tour, but we got dropped off at the meeting point for the start of the tour and waited for about 15 minutes. I booked this tour on the Viator app, and it was the Skip the Line Vatican and Sistine Chapel group tour, and it was only $59 each, and it was definitely worth the price. We also got to see the Sistine Chapel, and it was breathtaking and insane. But I have no pictures or videos of it at all because you're not allowed to take any pictures or videos when you're in the Sistine Chapel, and you cannot speak loudly at all. And there are guards everywhere saying no pictures every 2 minutes, but this is all to preserve the artwork. Then the Sistine Chapel was the end of the group tour, and we all got to tour the St. Peter's Basilica on our own, and it was amazing. And then we took some pictures outside. Thank God for live photos. And then we got some food, and this was right near the Vatican, and there were flies everywhere, so we started eating inside, but then we finished and went back to our hotel, and that was the end of day 8. Bye! Let me tell you about how me and Molly got trapped in Positano. This is our 9th day in Italy, and the plan was to take a day trip from Rome to Positano so we can have a beach day. So we started our day with our hotel breakfast, and then we got on the train, and the last stop was Casa della Mer di Stabia, and we thought we were gonna take the bus the rest of the way, but that's not how it works apparently. So the guy at this train station said he can call a taxi for us to take to Positano, and it would be 130 euros, so he eventually came and drove us, but then he stopped at the very top of the mountain, which was not even close to the shops or the beach at all, and he told us to get out, and he got out of the car, and I was like, huh? You're supposed to take us to the beach club. And he was like, I take you to Positano. And I was like, what? So we didn't get out of the car at all. We stood our ground and we were like, you need to take us further down because that's what we're paying you. So he drove for another 20 minutes down the road. Imagine if we got out right there, it would have taken us an hour to walk down. But we finally got to the beach club, and this was called Positano Lido L'Encanto, which was also a restaurant, and you can purchase beach chairs on the website that are about 30 to 35 euros per person, which is worth it because you don't want to sit on the rocks unless unless you do, then you do you, boo. And the water was so clear and pretty, and this was the first time I've experienced a pebble type of beach, and it kind of hurt, but I didn't care because it was so fun. And that's me sitting against the waterways. It felt so good. I was just playing with the rocks. And then it was time to eat because me and Molly were so hungry. So I got a calzone and it was so good. And Molly got some fried calamari. And my favorite activity is looking at people. And we had such a nice view to people watch. And me and Molly ordered 2 entrees. We both got a seafood pasta because this was our second to last day in Italy. And we had to make it count. But we honestly shouldn't have done that because it took us so long to eat our food. And we needed to get back to our hotel in Rome. And we needed to take the ferry back because that was the only way at this time. But the ferry was long gone. So me and Molly tried not to panic and walked around to explore some more, but then we needed to get serious and I started looking for hotels that we could stay at for the night, and we finally found one, but it was 20 minutes away and only 100 euros, which wasn't bad. But in order to get there, we needed a taxi, and we looked on Google Maps to find the taxi shop, so we started walking, but it was telling us to go up a whole bunch of stairs for like 30 minutes because Positano has a bunch of hills and streets. But no, this map brought us to this man's house. I don't know why we didn't just call and be like, pick us up, but we were stupid this day. Oh my god. Then we walked all the way back down and called the number and finally got picked up after 30 minutes. And then we finally made it to the hotel, and look how small the TV was. It was the size of my cellular device. I couldn't even see the screen. But look at our beautiful view. Oh my god, it was so pretty. And I saw this man pick up poop with a leaf, but it's okay. I still liked the view. And we were supposed to spend our last day exploring Rome, but we had to spend the day trying to get back to our main hotel instead. And then we finally made it and packed and then went to bed so we can get up for our flight back home. And then we had a layover in Germany, so I got some pretzel meat, and that was the end of our Italy trip. Bye!